overheats. But I was just thinking about uh, something that my wife just said to me a while ago. I was just talking to her on the phone, and she said that they see about 40 to 45 patients a day. And she used to be the only person up front at the front desk, and she used to be the one that sees all these customers, right? Now she works at a back specialist, by the way, back and spine in Keller, Texas. And she was saying how she would get all these 40 to 45 customers all the time and schedule them by herself, help these customers out by themselves, put them on machines, hook them up, and then really just talk and communicate with each one of them. Well, now she hired another person, and she hired another girl, and another girl helps her out. And she makes this comment to me this morning. She said, wow, this girl is a lot of help. It's less work for me. And I said, yeah. And she goes, and then she said to me, she said, I don't know how I used to do this. She said, I don't know how I used to do this, but I used to do it, and I did it for a long time. I said, honey, I mean, is that true? But weren't you doing this job by yourself for 5 years? And she said, yeah. And she goes, we were always seeing 40 to 45 customers daily. And then I said to her, I said, so bringing this girl in is just lessening the work on you. You're capable of doing the work. And she said, yeah, I guess so. And I want to take that right there and kind of run with it in junk removal. A lot of people out there only average, what, 2 jobs a day, 3 jobs a day if they're lucky, sometimes 5. But let's just take those people that work with somebody else. They go out there and they have 1 or 2 employees, and they start their truck up every morning, and they go with 2 employees, and they're going to go start the day off, and then they only have 2 or 3 jobs. And you know, one's a small garage clean out, one's a treadmill, one's a satellite dish, whatever it is. These are jobs that you can do by yourself, but you don't do them by yourself because you're afraid that you'll come up on a big job, and that job, you'll be unable to do it by yourself. You'll have to hire somebody else. But overall, I'm going to tell you, I do about 90% of my jobs. 90% of my jobs are done by myself, and I'm able to complete all these jobs alone with no help. Why? Well, I know what the jobs are. I know what the jobs entail, and I know how difficult the jobs are. Now, when they're big jobs, I'll get somebody else. But other than that, most of these jobs are small jobs. When it comes down to like a bigger job, like a hot tub or a hoarder house, of course I'm going to contract someone else. But if it's a small job, I'm going to knock it out because I'm going to make money. And I think a lot of small business owners are afraid to let go of their employees. Now, I know a lot of companies that do this. I'm pulling up to my headquarters right now. That do this. They get involved with their customers. They get involved in working every day, daily, getting used to working all the time with their employees, that they've managed to give their employees a way of life. In other words, they're paying these employees daily, so this is how they earn money to provide for their families. The employees do. They are earning this money to provide for their families. And now you're stuck in a rut where you have to keep on paying these employees on a weekly basis just so they can make a living, just so their family can eat. But that's not your job. Your job is to run a business, a successful business. I mean, yes, it's cool that you provide for another person, but when it's costing you money and you're not making any money in junk removal because you're providing for some guy that actually is hurting your business. Now, I want you to think about that, because I think a lot of us companies do that. You do junk removal, you average, I don't know, 15 jobs a week, which is nothing really. You average 15 jobs in 1 week, that's 6 days, that's almost 3 jobs a day, something like that. And you're averaging these 15 jobs a week, but you hire somebody else to do it when you're capable of doing about like 12 of those by yourself. But you don't, because now you owe it to your employee to provide for him and his family. And you started off really, really bad. Here's another thing. When you start paying these employees and you start paying people, you get stuck with that pay. You can never go down in pay. You always have to go up. You can never go down, because when you go down, you get employees quitting. And this comes back to compartmentalizing, or whatever it's called. Oh, I can't even pronounce it. I told my wife, I said to her, I said, honey, you were able to do 40 to 45 customers a day by yourself. Now you have another person that helps you do these 40 to 45 customers. You didn't do 50. You're not doing 55. You're doing 40 or 45 customers a day. You're still capable of doing them. You just now have help to do it. That's the same thing in junk removal. You're capable of doing the jobs. You just rather have someone else help you do them. It's a choice you make. And it's a choice that's hitting you in the wallet. It's a choice that now you have that extra expense of paying for that employee. You need to watch out with that, because sometimes most of these jobs don't need an extra employee. I do small jobs, I do huge jobs, and only for the huge jobs do I contract other junk removal companies to help me out. But the small ones, I knock them out by myself. I'm very capable of doing it, and I don't have a problem doing it. Anyway, guys, I just want you to think about that, is being able to do and work alone and not having to get in that rut where you're providing for another person. Yes, it's great that you are providing for another family so they can eat, so they can have children, so they can go to school, so they can raise them. But overall, it's not a necessity to do that. Okay? With that, guys, I'll leave you. Don't forget, 2024 Dallas, March. We have the Junk Removal Summit here in Dallas, Texas. Come out there. Tickets are $150. Just Venmo, Cash App, Zelle me, whatever. I'm hoping to see y'all soon. I'll talk to y'all later, guys. Bye-bye.